Live from the R&R Studios in the good old friendly city, it's the Boys from the Wheel podcast.
Oh no, technical difficulties already. Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
The show's already in down the tube. All right. What's going on, guys? Another episode of Boys from the Wheel podcast, and we're starting out great. Wonderful. Just fantastic. How's everybody doing today?
How's everybody Saturday?
Yeah. Let me just throw that slate up one more time.
Luther, you still sweating?
What? Am I not showing?
No, I'm asking about the Michigan game, buddy. You still sweating from the Michigan game?
I didn't even get to watch it. I had something else going on. Again, another weekend. I'm busy. You know.
Yeah. Well,
They lost.
That is a false statement, my man.
John, your Nittanies look good. They look comfortable.
Yeah, that's Kent State. We'll see.
Can't read, can't write.
Hold on, who was that? Who was that? Hold on, who'd they play?
Okay.
Who'd they play? Hold on, who'd they play, John? Kent State?
Yep.
Who got skunked by Kent State last night in NCAA 21-0?
Oh, man. Ouch.
Somebody out the window right here.
I'm pretty sure I can see that window from my workplace, by the way.
Okay.
That's a one of one, buddy. That's a one of one right there.
You can't get this off of space in downtown Wheeling.
Nope.
That's prime real estate in downtown.
That's $5 a month right there.
That's top up atop the mall center.
Well, guys, big show. Somebody that we've been wanting to get on the show for a while. Had to push him back a couple different times. But just a great person to have in the Valley, and he's coming back for the next season. But we'll bring him on right after this. Without further ado, quarterback number 12, Grant Russell. Grant, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good, man. How you guys doing?
Good. Great to have you. Let's get right down to business. Going to enter your second season here in Wheeling. First season was fantastic. What was it like to sign your contract and be coming back to the Friendly City?
Oh, I'm just very fortunate to be able to do what I did last year and, be able to teach and play professional football at the same time. It was really unique. And to be able to have that opportunity again, it's hard to pass up. So I'm just very excited, grateful, the entire organization. But just ready to get back, get with the guys and get back and get going.
Yeah, we had AC on last week. He said you guys were throwing the next day. So, you guys have some history, you and Alex Coleman.
Yeah, it's my dog. Since he played in Columbus with me back in 2019, and him and I kept in constant contact with Rez when he signed me in Carolina prior to COVID. Him and I were still in contact. We threw all throughout COVID, and then once he signed, him and I kind of planned on Sunday mornings heading over. We're both kind of right outside of Columbus, so there's like turf fields right outside of the Horseshoe. With the beautiful, beautiful backdrop. So we try to go there on Sunday mornings before all the college kids get to go over there to play intramurals, or the band has practice or something like that. We try to get it in early. So we started that last week and going to continue to do that just to, again, prepare, right? Preparation leads to a lot of success, and we got to start now. So.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know, you were actually going into your third season of arena football, just your third season.
Yeah, absolutely. It was funny last year. The younger guys on the team kept calling me grandpa a little bit. It was crazy going from being a rookie to the next season I played being called grandpa. So that was funny. Just it's been a wild ride, but again, just very fortunate for the people around me, because I wouldn't be in the positions that I've been able to be in if it wasn't for them, family and friends. The list goes on and on, but just very fortunate where I'm at in life right now.
Yeah, so you go from playing in Columbus, big city. I mean, it's all about Ohio State, and then you come here to Wheeling. It's a tighter knit community. What was it like for you, to play in Nationwide and then come to West Banco and play?
Playing at Nationwide, that whole experience in Columbus was a blessing, just because I was from Newark. I was 35 minutes from home. So I went to Destroyers games when I was a kid. So to be able to go out and play, that was amazing. But then coming to Wheeling, you're going from an arena that holds, 10,000. I'm not sure about Nationwide. I think it's about 10,000 to West Banco. It's about 4,500, around 4,500, I think.
Yeah, 4,500, to 5, yeah. So
going to that, just having that intimate atmosphere. It was super unique. I love it. It's just so loud in West Banco, and the fans bring it. It's funny. I joke with my wife and my family all the time. Like during the game, we score a touchdown. They can see like everything that I say to them, or anytime I make eye contact with them, because everybody can see you. It's really, really fun. It's super cool. Again, I'm just excited to get back in front of the fans, man. You guys, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, there's not a bad seat in that place. I mean, no matter where you're at, I mean, it's a great venue to play in.
Absolutely. And, MVP, man, it's just an honor to have you. This is so cool. Jeff and I were talking about this. It's like, man, we see him with the Destroyers in 19, and then now with us here with the Miners. That layoff, though, it definitely had to be difficult with everything going on with COVID and then just a lot of unknown. How did you feel stepping out there in that first game last season?
Anxious, a little. But again, just blessed to be able to not play the game for 5 years and have somebody still give me an opportunity to play is insane to me. So just to have that. And, as the years went on after COVID, I still had teams that reach out to me, just nothing fit. I kind of wanted to stay local and be around my family and friends. That's the utmost importance to me. So having the opportunity and also being able to work with the wonderful people I work with at Jackson Middle School in Grove City. So to have the opportunity to do that and play ball, I couldn't pass it up. Again, I feel like it's very rare to be able to. I talk to my students all the time about being student athletes. You need to be a student first and then an athlete. I said, guys, I'm a teacher athlete. I understand it. I feel it. I had to be a teacher first and then a football player. So that's just how it goes. It's just very unique, very unique.
And what's it mean to you too? I mean, yeah, you're a little further away from home when you're playing for the Miners, but everybody that comes down and supports you, from your wife and your family and everything, what's that mean to you to have that large contingency, in that crowd there?
I can't put it into words. I have obviously my wife and my immediate family, they try to come to every single game, but I have numerous cousins and other family members coming to games. I had teachers that I worked with in my school, administration of my school, come see me play. I had students come see me play. So just having that support, it's incredible. Just being able to go out and show them, that I can still go out and throw it around a little bit. Just very fortunate for sure. And it's hard for me again to put it into words, just the amount of people that would reach out to me and, tell me good luck or, hey, I see you balling out, man, keep it going. All of those words of encouragement mean more than me than any of those people will ever understand. So again, just super grateful. And you guys might get annoyed. I'll probably say grateful and thankful and blessed.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
But again, that's just where I feel I'm at right now. And, just lucky, man, for sure.
So, as a quarterback, you play with a lot of talented, wide receivers and everything throughout your career. What kind of approach do you bring to have chemistry with those guys? Like, do you do anything special? I know you talked about you're going with AC on Sundays and everything like that, but throughout the season, how do you guys keep that chemistry?
It's constant communication. Last year was, it was difficult to manage both, teaching and playing. And obviously Rez did a phenomenal job in helping me have the ability to do that. But it just takes a lot of effort, effort from both ends. I would host Zoom calls with the team last year, kind of have offensive meetings. That's something that we didn't have to do, but we did it because we knew it was going to make us better. And I think that's the unique part about being with these guys in Wheeling is that, and I think AC said the same thing last week. A lot of these people were obviously a team, but we're family. And a lot of those guys from last year felt that. And I know that the city felt that. So having a lot of these guys come back, man, we're just going to take that and run with it. So just being able to be transparent with the receivers, though, I think that's the biggest thing. Them knowing where you're at, where they're at. That just develops trust not only on the field but off the field. And if you're trusting somebody off the field, you're always trusting them on the field.
And how do you adapt to get the best out of each guy?
A lot of the times they're pulling it out of me. I can't do what I do. I don't get that from them or my offensive line. That's the best part about playing quarterback in football in general, right? You got 10 guys on the same page, or I'm sorry, I'm saying outdoor, but you know what I mean. Having one guy. No, I'm sorry, I'm coaching middle school football right now, so that's all I've been talking to my kids about. Just do your job. If everybody's doing it and one guy doesn't, that play's probably not going to work. And that's the best part about this game, and that's why it teaches such great life lessons. And again, it just goes back to trust.
John?
You guys were in the AAL2 last year, going to the NAL this year. What are you looking forward to most, switching gears and getting into this new league?
Being able to, I feel like when I played in the AFL in 2019, it was pretty difficult competition. There was a lot of guys that played at, Power 5 schools that I was playing against. And then going to the AAL, it was a good competition for sure. I think that we knew we just needed to do our job and we would handle business in that league. And that's what we did. Going to the NAL this upcoming year, we know that, the competition will be a little bit more difficult. And we know that there's going to be a lot of tough games. I think what we're going to do as a team is embrace it. All of the hype that's around us from winning the league last year and, coach and just how we are as an organization, there's a lot of hype around us. And like I said, we're just going to head on and embrace it and just continue to stack good days on good days and work. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. As long as you work, you should put yourself in a good position to succeed.
Now you talked about that hype that you guys have, coming in, winning a championship, coming into a new league. You guys kind of got that target a little bit. How are you guys going to handle that hype, going into this? Going back to what we had did last year and being that family, having that family, being able to trust on one another, knowing that we can do that makes us have so much confidence on the field. Not only myself, but everyone I'm around. That was the best part about last year. There might have not been a time where I could be around due to me and my teaching schedule. But those guys embraced that and they still treated me like a brother, and that showed on the field. So just being able to do that again, that's all that matters. We don't care about the outside noise. I don't, and I try to show that to the other guys around me. I could care less as long as we just do our job. And I hope that you guys can see that on the field. That's just how I am. That's how I'll continue to be. As long as we get results on the field, that's really all that matters. Move.
So looking at all the new guys coming in this year, what makes you most excited about playing with some new guys coming from different spots in the country?
I talk to my students a lot, about football. It gets brought up every now and then, and just being able to talk to them about playing with guys from so many different backgrounds. Again, that's the best part about football. You get so many people that have been brought up in many, many different ways come together, for one goal. And, all the new guys I'm excited to see and be around and bring them into this family. Because again, that's what we are, and that's what we're going to continue to be. That's what I'm excited for, because again, and having new guys around, especially with how hard they're going to play and how hard they're going to practice, that's just going to bring us up even more, having that. So again, just looking forward to it. And camp's starting a little bit earlier this year, right? February. So it's right around the corner. It's only a few months away. So
We're ready.
Coming into
We're getting ready.
Coming into the new league, are there any changes between the AAL2 and the NAL2 that may take a little bit more adjusting than did in the AAL compared to the NAL?
Yeah, the AAL is true like arena football, as to where the NAL is more like indoor IFL rules, as to where there's a lot of more of outdoor football ish when it comes to the zone schemes from the defense, and there's a lot of inside zones, outside zone reads by the quarterback with the backs in the backfield. I'm excited for it because I played in the spread offense my whole life, and I feel like the indoor rules really highlight that. So my goal this whole offseason, is trying to cut weight, just trying to be able to move to the best of my capabilities, so I can not only make plays with my arm, just make plays with my feet. If I got to make a play, or if I'm pulling it, I'm pulling it and I got to take off and run and get 5 yards for the first down, I can do that too.
So we had a lot of signings happen, but there was a lot of similarities to his first signings. It was all big. How excited are you to see all of the linemen come in for this year?
Oh, that was phenomenal. Those guys, I love them boys. I do. Mm-hmm. Because not only just how they are as people, but all offensive linemen, I always feel like all of my years of playing football, I've always had super unique friendships with my offensive linemen, like just very close knit. Because every single down, they're trying to protect you, make sure you don't get hit. They're putting it all on the line to try to make sure that you can get the throw off. So as soon as I saw that, I was grinning ear to ear. I was grinning ear to ear because I was excited that they were signing. I still was unsure about what was going on, where I was at. But after seeing that, and obviously with me signing, I was really excited to get with those boys again.
So obviously you've seen a lot of response, but what was like, I'm sure you got a lot of messages and everything, but what was the response personally to you after you signed back again here in Wheeling?
You're saying my personal, like how I felt?
Well, and like, I'm sure you got a ton of text messages and everything else because, we received them too on the pages and everything.
Oh, yeah. It was just an outpouring of love and support. Again, I've being from Newark, Ohio, it's a smaller town, and I feel like I always had just an insane amount of support from that community, no matter what I was doing. So I would always have guys that, I played ball with in high school, or, coaches on that coaching staff at Newark High School reaching out to me, congratulating me for doing that. All my friends and family and students at school, they were all excited. My football players were super excited when I told them I was signing back. A lot of them still don't really understand what arena football is, which is funny to me. They're like, wait, you play inside? I'm like, buddy, it's but that's always the thing, those kids aren't so sure about it. It wasn't as big as it was when we were kids, so they're not as, it was nuts. So it was a lot of fun. It was a couple of days. I had a lot of people saying congratulations and things like that. I just try to make it not a super big deal because, we got work to do. I signed the paper, but it doesn't mean nothing if we don't get to a championship game.
Right.
So that's where my head's at, and that's where my head's going to continue to be until we get there.
All right, so speaking of championship games, if I recall, you were unavailable for one. And
that was the semifinal.
Playoff game.
Okay. You were chilling in Hawaii.
You had a good reason.
Yeah, completely understandable. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So how do you balance? Because like you've talked about high school, you're a teacher, you're with up and coming athletes, et cetera, et cetera. How do you balance the demands of playing professional football with your personal life as well?
My absolutely stunning wife helps me immensely with that. Being able to have, if I have a 12 to 15 hour day doing whatever I'm doing, I get to come home to her, and that makes it all worth it. She's been there for me through everything, and just to continue to have her by my side is really all I need in this life. So that's helped me immensely. Prayer and my family, just all of that
Those are really, really huge components to my life. And I really don't, I wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for that. So being able to have that in my corner is just a huge, huge, huge blessing. But it is a lot, it is taxing. It takes a lot of patience but a lot of, it's worth it. Being a teacher, it's a service position. I'm pouring into the youth, and then being able to do that with them on the football field. I teach 8th grade, but I coach 7th grade football. So I get to coach these young men in 7th grade, and then I get to see them in the classroom when they're in 8th grade. So that I think is unique in itself. Being able to see that, you guys know how that growth is from 7th to 8th grade. It's crazy. Those kids grow up so much. And they develop into young men, and they develop into wonderful players as well. So that is huge. That helps a lot too. And then having football on top of it, I get to go out there and play a kids game at the end of the day, and get to do it in front of a lot of people. So, just very fortunate for it all. But again, those 3 components: my wife, God, and my family is that helps. It helps immensely.
Absolutely, indeed. Love to hear that story too. And but one thing I do want to rewind to is going back to last season, because we're at home, we had the nice high roof, but man, when we went on the road, maybe not as much Steel City, but especially Maryland and Jersey. How much did that hinder your game, having that lower roof up there?
It did, and it was tough because I'd get out there in pregame and try to throw it around and be like, okay, this is what the trajectory that I need on this specific throw, but it's really difficult to pinpoint that specific throw at those type of places that we were playing at. So it was tough. We had a couple guys wide open and I throw the ball and it hit the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, all right, well, we got to figure this out. We got to keep it short. So we change our offense in those games. We kind of turn into a, throw it short, nickel and dime them down the field. If we got to run it, we're running it. That happened, especially in Jersey. That was a tough game, but we grinded it out and pulled it out. But a lot of that game was because of the run or screens too. That goes back to coach's ability to call plays and put us in the right spots. Because that is difficult doing that, and then going to West Banco where it's wide open. I can throw it however high I want to, and it's not going to hit anything. It was a change for sure.
Now, talking about those venues, is there any place, now that you guys are in the NAL, any place you're really looking forward to kind of playing? Any specific team you're looking at? Looking forward to the matchups, anything like that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to every single matchup against those teams. It'd be fun playing different teams, like I said before, different competition. But again, being in the different venues, I think just from being around arena football over the past 5-6 years, I always hear about the Omaha Beef and playing over there. Just that atmosphere I heard is insane. So that hopefully that could happen this year. I'd love that. Love to go over there and play in front of them. And then playing against the Carolina Cobras in Greensboro, that'd be neat for me. I've been a Duke Blue Devils fan like my whole life. Shout out to JJ Redick. He got me hooked. He got me hooked when I was a kid, man. Watching him run around and shoot that ball from wherever. So they played all of their conference tournaments when he was at Duke in Greensboro Coliseum. So being able to play there also would be really, really cool too.
Booth?
So every former player we've had on here, we've asked them the same question. I'm going to go ahead and So we know Rev can be a little bit vocal, a little bit animated.
A little.
So what was your favorite or most wild experience with Rez this year?
I love Rez. I do. Because I feel like we kind of can counterbalance one another, within the game. I feel like if he is needs not necessarily a step away, but to take a deep breath or something, I'll try to help him out a little bit or say, Coach, come on. There was a couple times during the season that would happen. But then, or if I'm upset after a play or something like that, he would help calm me down too. So we kind of work on it's a little yin and yang action. That's just who he is, though. I don't ever want somebody to be something that they're not. And the way he is and the way he coaches and his fiery personality, that's great because you can see it in the players too, especially on the defensive side of the ball. You see those guys fly around. They love it. Coach G is incredible with those guys too. but I love playing for fiery coaches because you can just see the amount of passion and how much they care about not only the game but us as people too. So just fortunate that I still have the opportunity to play with him, and he's taking the shot to have me continue to play for him.
What's it like?
But I'm sorry. I guess I really didn't even answer that question. I guess the one thing the one thing that really sticks out to me was that first home game against Jersey. I had to teach that day, so I was in Grove City. I taught all day. I got off at like 4:10. I'm sorry, and drove straight to Wheeling. Got there at like 6. Put my uniform on, played the game. So I was just super tired. I mean, I was, in the sense of the long day, I wasn't tired like with the game, is what I'm trying to say. But we got into a scuffle like early, real bad scuffle. And I was like, man, what is going on right now? I've dealt with kids all day. I'm not trying to deal with these adults acting like kids. I don't want to deal with that. We just play the game. So that was like, it wasn't just Rez. It was like both of the teams. And I was like, man, what is going on right now? Like, that's just not, I don't know. I don't try to get into that when it happens, or I try to separate if I can, because that's not, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, we still got another football play that's going to happen in 15 seconds. So like, we got to get our minds on that. But yeah, that was one that stuck out to me. And I always remember, because I looked up at my wife with like my big eyes, like, man, what is going on right now?
What's it like, suiting up in general, but then like walking through that or running through that tunnel in Wheeling? I know you kind of briefly spoke on it, that you can, your family can kind of see everything that you're doing, closer. But what's that feel? And then also, Wheeling does something special at the games where you get to interact with the fans and stuff like that. What is that like?
It's one of the best feelings. It really is. I get chills up my neck anytime they say my name coming out of that tunnel. It's a once in a lifetime feeling that you get every single time you run out. I feel like when I play, especially there, the way you guys are and how you guys are within the game announcing, and just how everybody is around in the arena. It's super unique, especially like I've never had the chance to throw hot dogs to fans before, but like that was nuts. That was also a thing where I was like, Rez, what are you talking about, bro? We're throwing hot glizzies or hot dogs at people right now. We're only up by 5. We're only up by a touchdown. We're only up by a score. So, it was what it was, though. It was just kind of after that first time, though, I didn't throw any hot dogs. I was just kind of like, man, I'm trying to let's play. After that, I was like, you know what? I'm throwing. I'm feeding. I'm doing it. I'm throwing them out there. So I'm taking like 5 or 6 hot dogs. But I always tried to throw some at my family, but I never was accurate with them ever. Like, I can't throw hot dogs to save my life. I can't.
Well, we're glad you stick to football.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're pretty darn good at that.
I can tell
So
you.
here's the challenge. You need to get one to Jeff and Chris up in the booth one time.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
There you go.
All right. I got you.
Never mind. I'm fat. I'm gonna be right
Now
back.
you know, though, so be ready for it, because when that thing goes like 3 rows up, that's when you're going to
So we were talking about the fan experience, and we've asked this question to multiple players. We got a couple corner dwellers here. What's that corner like down there in that Blue Light bar? What's your experience with that?
I love it. I'm getting high fives every single time. Or I'm trying to make side comments a little bit, just try to maybe make somebody laugh a little bit. Because that's what we're there for too. We're obviously they're out there trying to win, trying to win the game. That's first and foremost. But we're trying to have fun too. Trying to have fun too and make sure that you guys have fun watching the game. So it's awesome. I love it. You guys are always rowdy down there too, man. I love it.
John, do you want to tell him about the Jersey game?
Oh, I love this. I love this. Say it again, John. Tell me.
It was in this. It was in the semifinal game. The receiver was lined up right in the corner. They were on the like 2-yard line. The receiver was out near us. I'm chirping at him. He's not paying me any attention. And I just said I said moment's too big for him. He turned around and looked at me and started laughing. Right. So he takes off on his route. Quarterback throws it to him, gets picked off, taken in the other way for 6 for us.
6.
Yeah,
that was Mason.
It was so funny.
Yeah. Didn't he get a jump on the ball, the receiver? Didn't he like come off the ball slow on that play or something like that? Didn't that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got him, John. That was you. I love it.
I love telling that
that's too
story
funny.
because we come down after the booth and he's like, listen, like, let me tell you what happened.
Just like as soon as right when he said that, he literally just looked at him and just shook his head, and then, like you said, he got off the ball slow, and Mason jumped the route and took it for 6.
That's amazing. I love it. So we need, man. I love that.
You should hear some of the stuff that I got to hear at practice between him and the defensive backs and Coach Mont. Oh my God. That stuff was so funny. Some of the time, like Grant wouldn't say too much, but the one time it was championship week, we were at the arena and Mason was running his mouth about something. Like he was just getting on Coach Rez because Coach Rez was calling the offense. And he made a play and he said, that's why I'm defensive MVP. Grant lined it back up, threw it right over top of his head and goes, that's why I'm MVP. And that was the end of it.
I had to. You know, I love that is so nice though, being able to play against those guys every day. Because we got to have fun with it too. So we'll talk a lot of trash to one another. And you know, we all know it's good fun. What's that?
Most of it's coming from the coaches between Coach Mont and Coach Rez.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That wants to make us go even harder too. You know, so that it's a lot of fun though, man. Those guys, because we bring the best out of one another, and we know that. So being able to talk a little trash here and there, throw little jabs, I had to. It was too perfect of an opportunity for me. Then I had to say that. I had to.
Kinsley chiming in.
There we go.
Hey, what's up, Devontae?
I still think one of my favorites, it was one of my first ever practices, and they were doing something with kick return. And I think it was Khalil was just standing there, and then all of a sudden Rez just out of nowhere goes, back up, fool. it's just Khalil's on an island by himself, and Rez is just like, back up, fool. But I think that was probably one of the coolest moments, too.
Yeah, it was hysterical.
He cracks me up, man. He does.
Oh, man. Those practices. And I tell you what, the best were when, Wednesdays and Thursdays when you had to teach and Rez is back at quarterback. Oh, my gosh. There's film out there that I'm just like, man. Like, it's
I'm sure.
Man. He's throwing sidearms and everything else, and it's ridiculous.
The quarterback was talking trash those 2 days, that's for sure.
That's what I can't wait for this coming season and that's when my next question for you, I'll get to it here in a second. But the fact that, Rez doesn't have to call the offense this year is going to be more time for him to do different things. And what's that going to be like for you going with Leota? I mean, that just his whole offense is ridiculous. Averaging 60+ points a game for a career as a coach and an offensive coordinator, that's outrageous.
Yeah, really excited to work with him. I actually just got his number from Rez a couple of days ago, so I plan on reaching out to him within the next week just to get going on schemes and figuring out what's going on. So, maybe we can try to start doing those Zoom calls here soon, just so we're ready for when we go over there in February. I've heard so many phenomenal things about Coach. So, again, I'm excited to see what he can do with the skill set of players that we have in Wheeling. Super excited to see what all is brewing over there with him. So again, just try to reach out to him this week and get the ball rolling on that end. But yeah, it was a
I'll pick up for our organization for sure.
Now, going back to the fans, we've seen it a couple games this year. Rez pull a kid over the boards, let him call a play or two. What's that kind of like for you?
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I love that the kids are getting that opportunity because it is a phenomenal experience for them.
Yeah.
But that when it first happened, it kind of went with the hot dogs, in my opinion. I was kind of like, oh, man. Because I wasn't sure. He didn't let me know that we were doing that. So like I think I got sacked like the play before, and I wasn't too happy. I jogged over there, and there was like a 6-year-old child giving me a play, and I was like, oh, I gotta not say anything right now. So, but it's sweet, man. I know those kids love it, and again, that's what we're doing it for. Those kids have some of the best days of their lives at arena football games. So being able to have a small part in that, it's huge. It's huge for that community too.
That kind of does tie in. I asked him, kind of went over it, but like after the game, what is it like getting to meet the fans, sign autographs, take pictures, and stuff like that? Because it's very unique to me. When they told me when I first started, I just kind of recently got into this. Hey, yeah, you can go down on the field and hang out and do this, do that. I'm like, really? So it's pretty cool. So what's it like for you?
Oh, it's amazing. I always try to, after games, I go and see my family, my immediate family that's at the game. I'm just very grateful for them to travel to come see me play. So I always put that up first and foremost. Get my pictures with them, give them hugs, all that good stuff. And then at that point, I'll go over and be with the fans. And just not always being in the community, teaching, them seeing me face to face at the end of a football game. And, knowing that a lot of those people take a lot of pride in watching us play the game. It's amazing being able to shake their hand and sign whatever memorabilia that they have, how much it means to them. And then obviously the kids too, not only the kids that come to our games like that are within the community of Wheeling, but like I have 10 nieces and nephews now. So I have a bunch of little ones that are coming to my football games. So the fact that they can also see me, like I'm Uncle G to them, but I'm also a football player too. So they just eat it up. They love it. So yeah, that's one of my favorite parts. When you can ask for anything else, being able to sit around with the people that just watched you, and kind of thank them for coming out to support. It's huge, and it makes people want to come back because they see us more than football players. And at the end of the day, we are. We're all people. So that brings that to light when we do that.
One of the coolest moments for Jeff was being able to get to interview you and everything after a game. I mean, my biggest concern, I was like, man, could Jeff's arm even reach all the way up there to reach Grant's interview there? So but in all seriousness though, QB1, I mean, did you have the one play? I mean, because Jeff and I got to call a lot of your touchdowns, and I am forever blessed for that opportunity. And I know we got some more coming up here this year. I know that for sure. But was there one play that really stuck out to you this year? That any touchdown, one play that stuck out to you this year?
Wow, that's a good question. I think I got to go because a lot of them was the only reason was because the receivers went up and made a play. The ball wasn't always perfect, so a lot of that was them. I think one play that I made a really good play on this year was against the Maryland team, and it was like towards the end of the game. I think we let like the nose guard come in free, and I had to try to stiff arm him with my hand, and then spun out and rolled back around, and then had a couple guys in my face and threw it back to Andre Thomas Cobb in the end zone for a touchdown. That was probably one of the most skilled plays that I made last year that sticks out to me. Again, especially for not playing for 5 years after I did that. I was like, all right, we still got it. We're good.
I think one of my favorites was when you lowered the shoulder and lowered the boom and then got into the end zone. So, I mean, obviously those were great plays when you were passing, but I looked out over at Jeff and I said, he does it. He's not going to slide. He's going to lower that shoulder and get in. And a few of those touchdowns, man, that we got to call was just absolutely awesome.
No, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's funny. As you were saying that, my wife gave me a glare. Because
sorry about that, man.
She's not always too
she's always not too fond of me not sliding. She doesn't love that I like contact all the time. So that's something we're working on. We're working through it. I'm trying to get better. That turf burn stinks. So I always tell her, man, I don't like that turf burn. So I'd rather not slide. But that's just how I like to play the game. I like to play 110% all the time. If I need 5, I'm trying to get 8. So I'm always gonna play that way. And I don't know. That's just how it's always been for me.
Oh man, I just hope I didn't start an argument there, man.
No, absolutely not. No, she was looking at me smiling and laughing.
I love it.
So she didn't like the helicopter. That was not one of her favorites when you went up and spun.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. The funny thing about that was that the one where I tried to flip over the guy?
Yeah, that's the exact one.
The funniest thing about that is in 2016 when I played at ODU, I did that in a game and scored a touchdown. So then I put on my Instagram story just to mess around. I think it was 2015 actually. I put 2015 and had that clip, and then put 2024 on the next clip, and it was me getting flipped and being short of a touchdown. I was like, we're old for this.
I went down and I was like, "Can we?"
I wasn't even close. That's the worst part. I wasn't even close. No, it was like Jordan in Space Jam. I wasn't even close.
I just remember walking down to you. I remember walking down to you after the game, and I was like, "Can we not do that again, please?"
Hey,
I got you. I promise.
Hey, I wasn't worried. I know what our QB1 strength is. I wasn't worried. I was more worried for the other guy.
True that.
Oh man, yes, sir.
I gotta switch gears. You're a gamer in real life, but we're a gamer not in real life. You aside from football, teaching, anything like that, you get on Xbox, PlayStation. What do you do for just the kind of life? I know you got a family now.
Yeah. Well, we've been. I play Xbox after NCAA or college football came out. That was kind of what I was doing a lot, especially after the season was over with, and we had middle school football practices in the mornings. I'd just be able to hang out the rest of the day.
Yeah, we got a multi-time national champion down here for Tulane, and John. He completely rebuilt Tulane.
He's already he's in 2030 right now.
Yeah, 2030.
I got too much time.
We finished the whole season.
It's a phenomenal video game. It really is.
I tell you,
so I do that.
Oh man, he's like, I recruited this person, and I'm like, how are you getting these people?
But then he gets skunked by Kent State last night, 21-0.
I wasn't Tulane. I know one offensive playbook, damn it.
Well, we want to get if you're ever available, we're still trying to get a dynasty together.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones I talked to. Actually, Grant and I. It was a conversation up at Quaker State. We were talking about me. It was me, him, and Izzy. Yeah, it was the three of us. We were kind of talking about it up there when it came out, and then Izzy and I were trying to fight over who was going to take Florida State. And I think at this point, neither one.
I think neither of y'all wanted Florida State.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Are you riding with the Blue Devils there, Grant?
What's that in football?
Yeah.
And the college. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have I say Ohio State. I'm not a diehard Ohio State fan. I just I like watching them play football. When I was younger, I really really liked them. I just it's faded a little bit as I've gotten older. But I'll always tune in and watch them play. I just like to watch college football in general. I really don't care who's playing. NFL wise, I'm a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. That is what I am, a diehard fan. I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have since I was born. I was either a Steelers fan or I had to sleep in the garage. That was the rule in the household. So I chose to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Have you got to get up there for a few games?
I would like to. Things are really busy. My wife and I, we're moving into our house right now, and we just had our first wedding anniversary on September 15th. So we've been busy, that's for sure. Busy with good things, and that's life sometimes, and we're fortunate to do it. We'll just be happy when things start to settle down a little bit. We can settle down in a new place, and keep going on our journey together over there. So.
Hey, I respect you, but go Browns.
Hey, I understand, man. I understand. I try not to be one of those Steelers fans. I'm telling you, some of those Steelers fans, they can be rough. They can be rough.
A lot goes through that.
Listen, he was drinking that coward Kool-Aid there for a while.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Oh my god! Yeah, you couldn't get a word in edgewise, dude. Nothing better than 7, and it just,
It was all through
7, 43, 36. Yeah, we good.
There's never no point in arguing.
No.
No matter what, we can't back it up.
No.
But I will say this. And he knows exactly what I'm going to say. But Ben Roethlisberger's playoff record against the Browns is a losing one. It's 0-1, but it's losing one.
I know
Hey, it's not his fault. You didn't make the playoffs in 20 years.
It's not my fault he couldn't win the one game.
I was glad
Wait till he was 52
Oh
years
man.
At least give us just one. Just give us that, and we can go on our way. Because at the end of the
I'll
day,
give
we
you that one.
Watson behind Sarah,
Oh,
and
God.
that's where we're going to leave it. All right.
Yeah, that's not good. Mm-mm. No, we ain't going to get into that one. But yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think Cleveland's gonna need more than that.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. A new stadium is going to be nice, but anyway, I digress on that
New
one.
state.
Yeah, it's a new state. Oh my god! But Grant, thank you for hanging out with us. Like, we appreciate it. I just, I want to take a second to talk about the interactions that you and I had throughout the season. If it was after games, during practice, the excitement I had when I walked out to the corridors and your jersey was hanging there, I'm like, oh, I got to buy that. Like, and then telling you the story about it, and then you able to sign it for me afterwards. And then just the continuous support of with my daughter and stuff, like that means a lot to me. Like you're more than just a football player. People need to know that. Like you've reached out. Like you were like, hey, how's she doing? Like every day you were talking with me, and I just want to let you know how much I appreciate that, and like appreciate the company that you gave me throughout the entire season.
Oh, of course, man. That's my pleasure. I'm glad that she's doing well. And everything's going well. But again, that goes back to how I try to be, especially within a football team, and that includes all aspects of the organization within the football team. We're family, man. So
yeah,
I'm always going to try to do that. I'm always going to try to look out for my guys, and even if that's just a text, just check in. It's simple. It's a simple thing to do, but it means a lot to a lot of people. So, brother, I appreciate you. The feeling is very, very, very mutual. So thank you guys.
I can't wait to you get back in town, and we get to get back in the grind of things. We're excited. I mean, we're in our high school football season. Obviously, you're coaching. Chris and I are broadcasting, and we're having fun with it. But I mean, it's to see all these signings. It's hard not to get excited. I mean, it's looking fantastic. And then we released the uniforms yesterday, and then the ball came out. Man, that's a good looking ball.
Oh yeah.
Like Rez was talking about it. He's a quarterback himself. I can't wait to see you spin it. He said he's gonna send you one. He said I'm gonna send him one that way they can practice with it, because it's probably one of the best grip footballs that he's had. He said it's great. So I'm glad they went with something good for this season.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm excited for it. That thing, I can't wait to spin that thing. It's gonna look pretty, blue and yellow. So I'm excited for that. Not only that, but like you said, the uniforms and stuff. Rez just does a fantastic job doing all of those things, and setting us setting his guys up. Look good, feel good, play good, right?
Absolutely.
That's always that's Dion. That's Dion speaking right there.
Well, but then what he ended with? If you play good, they pay good, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly what he ended with. So, oh my God, that's hysterical. But any words to the fans to kind of wrap up this episode? Anything, what's obviously your end goal would be to win a championship, but what's your personal goals coming into this season, and what could the fans expect out of you, QB12, for this coming season?
The fans can expect me to, go out there and play every down like it's my last. Because I'm not always sure I'm not sure what the future holds with the game of football. So, going out there and playing every down like it's my last, and knowing that every time that they show up to West Banco, they're going to see everything that 12's got. That's my personal goal. I don't ever try to have yardage goals or touchdown. I could care less about that as long as we win football games. My personal goals are the team goals: get to a championship and win a championship. But again, to the fans, I'm excited to be around you guys again. You're phenomenal. You're phenomenal not only to me, but you're phenomenal to my family, and I can't thank you guys enough for all of that. And I'm really, really excited to get in front and perform in front of you guys again.
Awesome. So, guys, once again, great episode. You can watch the replay on YouTube and on Facebook. But what a great episode, Grant. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you, man.
Giving us the time of day to hang out. We'll get on again closer to the season, and then maybe during the season, we'll see what's going on. But thank you so much for coming on. But once again, guys, this has been another episode of Boys from the Wheel podcast. We're the boys. That's MVP Grant Russell. We'll see you next time.